Okay, so we know the sample is 150 and the population proportion is 0.39. So we're going to determine the probability of observing between 50 and 54 successes. So this is very similar to the other one I think we were looking at. So what I did was I put in N and P. Wait, this is not the right one. Okay, yes it is. Okay, so I filled out N and P, and then I came over here and did the standard error. So all you're going to do on this one is the square root times so P, the square root of P times 1 minus P divided by N. And so you get 0.0398. Now we don't have to worry about the finite population correction factor because they did not tell us what the population size is, so it must be infinite. Okay, so that makes this one a lot simpler. So all you're going to do is the square root of P times 1 minus P divided by N. And so you get 0.0398. So now we can do our z-scores, but we have to change these to proportions. So you're going to do 50 divided by 150, which is our sample, and then 54 divided by 150. So here are our sample proportions, rounded to 4 decimal places. So then you want to take the sample proportion 0.3333 minus the population proportion 0.39 and divide by your standard error of your proportion, which is 0.0398. Okay, so then you're going to do the same thing over here. The sample minus the population divided by 0.0398. Okay, there's your z-scores rounded to 4 decimal places. Then you're going to plug your z-score in to your normal.dist. And let me see what I did here. 0.333 minus 0.39 divided by 0.0398. Let's see if this changes it any. Okay, it's not gonna, I don't think it's gonna change it. Alright, let me keep going and see. So you do that for both of these, and then you get these two values, and to get the area or the probability of it being in between, you take the larger and subtract the smaller. So we get 0.1484. Let me look at that. Okay, so that would work, 1.484. I just didn't know that if it was going to change it too much, but I recommend putting the actual values in instead of highlighting the cell because it's going to actually calculate it using the actual number when it's not rounded to 4. So I would go ahead and just type that number in instead of highlighting the cell. Okay, and you're going to do the other two the same way. You're going to do 55 and 62, 53 and 70. You're going to work it the same way. Your standard error, your proportion is going to be this, but your z-score would change, and of course your probabilities would change. But let me know if you have any questions.